Hello there and welcome to the tutorial. I'm Alex and I'm sitting here with Mr. Phoenix, who is our main DOTA2 support player.
Hi.
So this guide will basically be about how to play one of the game's most powerful yet most difficult to manipulate heroes, the Chen. We're going to proceed with a slightly different method this time, so I'm going to be bombarding Phoenix with questions that will come to my mind as far as we go into the replay, and his goal is going to be to answer any of my doubts. So let's head over to the replay now. So Phoenix, why did you choose this replay in particular?
This replay is a practice we made against Team MTW 2 days ago. And I chose this replay because we as a team used the Chen very efficiently in this particular game. That's why I chose.
Okay, so from your first words, we know that Chen isn't an individual hero, but he's more of a team player, right? He's really important for your team, and he can't just go solo. He also depends on the other ones. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
So let's head over to the picks now. Why did you choose Chen in this circumstance? Why? We see the opponent has a Pudge, an Omni Knight, a Windrunner, a Slater, etc. Why did you choose to pick Chen against?
Well, actually, I think Chen was one of our first pick. If not the first pick, because Chen is very powerful and very versatile. You can use it as, I mean, it's most of the time it's very useful. So it's kind of a default pick.
So he's a really useful hero, and does he get banned quite a lot for being this useful?
Yeah, he started to getting banned more and more often.
What are the pros and the cons of the hero? So we know he's a strong hero, but even Ultimate has its weaknesses. So which weaknesses does the Chen have?
This is you have some. First, you have no disable. I think it's the biggest weakness of Chen. Is that he have zero disables, so times when you need to stun or to disable someone to kill him, then you can't because you have Chen. But apart from that, I think you have a more strong point than weak point.
So in a 1v1 situation, Chen is pretty useless.
1v1, yes. But Chen is meant to have his creeps.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe if he gets a Centaurs or something of this kind, he might be able to disable, right?
Yeah.
But that requires micromanagement, which is something that we're gonna talk a little bit later in here in this tutorial. So let's head over to the game itself. And we see your team has Marana, Pagna, Tide, Bird Mother, and of course the Chen.
Yes.
You bought a Smoke, an Iron Branch, and a Tango. Well, of course the Clarity. But why did you go for this item choice? Is this a traditional item choice? Is this a strong pick for him? Why did you go for these initial items?
First, I have to buy a chicken most of the time, or the wards. So I have only 400 gold. Then smoke is really important high level games because opponent team already have wards. So if you want to make good ganks, you have to come with. And other items are a bit of usual item. Tangos to have a bit of regen.
Yeah, that's of course the usual stuff. So, and this is a team game, right? But if someone is playing in a public, should he go for the same build at the beginning, or should he just go for something else?
Well, it depends. Depends really. I think the easiest way at the beginning is to start with the Ring of Basilius. I don't know if it's called like this.
Yeah, it's called like this. The
Ring of Basilius
in question.
So I think it's the easiest way to start, because you creep tank a little bit more when you farm in wood, and you have the pushing power a bit earlier because you creep tank more when you go tower.
What can you tell me about Chen's gank ability? You mentioned that earlier. So how good is he on the ganking side of things? How to gank with him?
Well, the best way to gank is to take a creep in wood, then come on a lane where you have strong teammate, which have some disables, so you can engage him, disable, and then you come and try to land your disable. I mean, with your creep. If you have a centaur, you try to stun. If you have a good Borg, you try to clap, and then use the spell you take. I mean, if you take taste of fate, use it.
Okay.
It should be an easy kill.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so for the ganking side of things, it's all clear, I believe. Let's see your skills. Your skills. We forgot that point earlier. Let's talk about your skills. What should you level first? What should you level first? Why and in which situation? Of course, I believe your holy persuasion needs to be the skill that needs to be leveled first, because then you basically can't jungle from level 1. But after that, how would you go?
Yeah, first you have to take holy persuasion most of the time to get one creep at level 1, and then it depends. I would say most of the time Test of Face is the best choice in high level games, because it helps you killing the opponent very fast. The pure damage, so it's not reduced by armor, neither of nothing. So I think most of the time it's a base choice, but sometimes you can go for penitence. It costs less mana and increase the damage deal to the hero, but sometimes it's bad because it deals no damage.
Yeah,
just increased damage.
And we were talking about the jungle a lot, right? Chen is a jungle hero, but we all know that. But is there any particular situation where Chen can go in lane, or where Chen will be efficient in lane actually?
Well, I have seen some solo middle Chen with maxing out the first 2 spells at the beginning. And it can be quite effective, but I don't think it's good in previous match. I mean, it's more for fun pub game, because you get so much pushing power with the creeps, and for that you have to level up your 3rd skill. And you can't do that on lane. Not listen.
And how would you qualify Chen? What's a good way of playing with him? You need to put pressure, or do you need to stay more keen, more farming, less involvement, just to wait and throw your ult?
I think you should always looking forward to some pressure, but sometimes you have to farm in order to put more pressure later. I mean, for example, if you farm for your mecha, then you will be able to put more pressure because you can heal creeps and push more. Everything you do should be. I mean, your aim is always to put more pressure.
Question: how exactly do you put this pressure? What's an effective way of putting it?
Well, there is two ways of putting pressure. I mean, killing opponent hero and pushing tower. And the most efficient way to do that is to kill a hero and then push tower. I think it's the most common. I mean,
exactly.
Running around just for kill with Chen is not useful. When you go for a kill, then you have to take a tower. Not all the time, but every kill you aim at should be followed by a tower.
That's every kill should be followed by a tower. Well, obviously because you have I suppose because you have your creeps, right?
Yeah, your creeps and your teammates sometimes.
You've put 2 wards in here. You built 2 wards earlier, and you've placed the wards. So another section I want to discuss: warding with Chen. When should he ward? How should he ward? Should he be a constant warder? Should he share the role with the other support player? How does the warding part go?
Well, I think it will mostly depend on teams and players, and not on Chen, because serious matches like this, you need ward very badly. So you will do as a team whatever it costs to place these wards most of the time. So if you have to go place, you place them, but most of the time you place them because you will be running around the map looking for tower to push, looking for kills, and you will be placing the wards. I mean, while you are crossing the river, for example, you will place a wall. Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to talk about: how do you properly jungle with any particular way to do so? How do you do it? Or do you follow the usual pattern, or is there anything in particular that distinguishes his way of jungling from all the heroes, for example, like Tempest or NiiX?
Well, with Chen, I mean, Chen at the early, I mean, very beginning, creep are very efficient. I mean, they have lots of HP and lots of damage compared to a hero level 1, for example. So the early level, you should always be looking for kill, as much as you can. I mean, if you can kill, go for it. But if you cannot, farm. And the best way to farm, I think, is to take one creep from the big spot, if we can call it like that.
From the strong spot, from the
spot
where the heroes,
Then head up to a smaller spot, kill it, and go back to a big spot. Start killing the
small creeps of the strong spot.
That's it.
The minions.
And then take the big creep again.
And repeat until you get a decent amount of creeps and a decent amount of level, and then you can just basically run around and kill everything you want.
That's it.
Is there anything you should aim for in particular? But I mean, I've seen a lot of other players just go for Centaur as much as they can. I assume it's because of the stun.
Yes.
But does it really matter, or should you actually really focus on getting Centaurs as much as you can?
Most of the time, I think you don't really have the time to choose. So you take whatever is given to you and do with it as much as you can.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, would you choose Centaur over another creep, for example, of the bird? Over the Wildkin?
I think you have to adapt to the game, really, because every creep have his own role to play. I mean, with Troll you can disable a hero in BKB, like for example, I like to take Throw Warlord to disable a Rasta Shackling or an Enigma ulti. The opponent team have lots of AoE. I don't like to have melee creep because take too much damage. So I like to take Wilkin and just spam Tornado.
Okay, so
and there is lots of things like that.
Yeah.
When you want to make Roshan, try to take creeps with aura so you can do it faster.
So the main idea is to adapt the creeps to the game as well.
Yeah, but most of the time, I mean, you take the creep, you find wood, and then go what you can with that.
Well, what you can.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Now we've got a team fight, right? The first team fight of the game. So, what should be Chen's position in? I mean, you are quite, well, you're all grouped together, but you seem to be the one that is the most, well, that is the most far from your teammates. Is there a particular reason for that?
Well, you have mech, and I don't know if I have mech at this point.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. But I have ulti at least, and I have the Holy Persuasion, which can also send teammates back to base. So at this point, I have to stay far away. So I'm sure that I can use my ulti efficiently when I want to, and also that I can send back someone. And staying far also help me to use my creep more efficiently, because if I'm in the middle of the fight, then one misclick can.
So it's a micro.
Yeah.
It's a question of micro. Okay, so that team fight turned out to go pretty well for you. Do you think you made a big impact on what happened in there? Do you think that the team fight would have turned the other way around if you weren't present?
This team fight was pretty easy actually, but I think I played my role. I nuked hero. I was there to use my ulti if it was getting bad, and I could stand the hero back to base too. Well, most of the time as the support, you are here just in case it happens. But I had an impact.
Yeah,
not as much as all the other heroes, because I didn't have to use my spells.
Now, your ult. When should you use your ult?
This is this makes me laugh because we had this discussion within the team a few days ago.
What conclusion should you come up with?
Well, sometimes it's really difficult to know, but I mean, most of the time you have to use it to save the first guy. Because fighting as 5 is always more important than fighting as 4 or 3. So sometimes it's a bit of waste to use it for the first guy, because I mean you heal only one guy while your ulti allow you to heal all your team. But not losing the first guy is most of the time what makes you win the fight. But sometimes you have to let him die and wait for a better moment, so you can from AoE spells. Sometimes you take a Sand King ulti and you heal back with Chen.
Yeah, so it's really, it actually really depends. There's no certain instruction to follow as to when to use it.
Yeah, but I would say that most of the time you have to use it to save the first guy. I mean, wait as much as you can, but don't let the first die.
Don't let the first one, especially. But if the first guy is support, or for example he gets ganked. You see someone getting ganked on jungle or on another lane. Would you use your ult to save him?
Well, when someone is getting ganked, the only thing you have to... I mean, there is two things to think about. You have to see if your ulti will make the difference first. I mean, if you use your ulti and the guy die, you wasted it. So first you have to check if... I mean, you have to be sure that your ulti will save him. And then you have to think of your game plan. If you do plan to go push right after, it may be wise to save it. But as I said, most of the time, see if the guy of your team is getting gank, then
if it's hopeless.
Yeah, if it's hopeless, don't use
then it. Then there's no necessity to just waste your waste an important skill on on him.
Have high cooldown. I mean, 2 minutes cooldowns.
Yeah, that's quite a lot, and you don't want to waste that.
Yeah,
especially on late game when it's all.
Well, on late game, most of the I won't say most of the time, but you're heading for Aghanim's, and with Aghanim's you have 30 seconds cooldown, so it's way better.
Yeah. Here you are just putting a little bit of pressure to finish off as early as I can. Is that right?
Yes, that's it. When you have Chen, I mean, most of the time, your aim is to end the game fast.
And what about Chen in the late game? How effective is he? Should he be if, for example, the game turns to late game stage, would he be as efficient as he is now in the middle game?
No, definitely not. But I mean, if the game have been played right, shouldn't go to the very late game. Because you should have tower advantage, and then you should be able to finish the game before the game goes very late.
We're in the middle game mark at the moment. So you've got Arcane and Max. Why this item choice? And a ring, of course. Why did you go for this item choice? For this item choice.
I mean,
it's pretty standard.
Yeah, it's standard.
Well, why did you choose it so much? How is it helpful? How is it a good build for a support here? Yeah, for Chen in particular.
Mech is done on Chen because unlike most of the support and farm, I mean. The stable hero, whether either the game goes wrong or bad, he will have a mech. I won't say fast, but he will have a mech not so long. It won't take so long. So I think that's why Chen always goes for mech.
And was your mech fast? Were you happy with this, or is it a little bit late? How? At what mark should he hit the mech, which is like, if I understand right, it's like one of the most important, or the most important even item for this hero?
Well, it depends on the strategy, but here I had it at the 20-minute mark. It's late.
So it's late for...
It's late for having this, also considering that we were dominating the late mech. Sometimes I have it at depends on the strategy, but I made Passidius and Arcane Boots before, so that's why I had it.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I needed more mana.
And in a general, in a public in a public game, well, you'll play with your friends. You're not necessarily using a particular strategy. At what mark should you hit it? Around what mark?
If you go for mech, I think it depends really if you make Arcane Boots or not. It's 1k gold, and Chen is not a very fast farmer. I mean, if you take tower and like that, you can have it at mark. I think it's good.
At what mark? Sorry,
15.
Okay, 15 minutes mark.
Yeah.
So, okay, perfect. I can go for the mana. Should it really be necessary. Why? What about power trends for this hero?
Once you have mech, I think it's totally necessary. You need those arcane boots. When you don't have it yet, I think boots might be good or even nothing. Sometimes I just rush mech and nothing else. I don't even have boots.
So let's talk about the micro here. I think it's time. We're 20 minutes in. How do you manage to macro this year? I mean it's probably the most difficult and the most important section to talk about at this moment. How to micro Chen?
It's a difficult question. I think.
Well, it's just a general advice, something that you need to bear in mind when you're playing him.
Well, what I do is that I have I have hero hotkey on one, and I have this amazing feature that we can do in DOTA2 is select all other unit, and I use it for 2 as a hotkey. And just with these 2 I can manage to. And when I have to micro one creep, and I just click it or use tab, and then it's just I think it's just feeling. I'm not a really good micro player, but I managed to do it well, I think.
Pretty well. So you don't necessarily need to be a Korean to actually play Chen. No. It shouldn't scare you off.
I'm really bad StarCraft player, but I can play Chen.
Okay, so because there's I've seen a lot of forum guides, and well, a lot of people complaining that the actual Chen is a difficult hero to play, mainly because they're unable to micromanage him. That's just a conspiracy and nothing else.
No, it's not easy. It's not easy. I mean, for a long time, I was very dope.
It's not easy, but it's not as difficult as people claim to.
Yeah, that's it.
As people claim it to be. So that shouldn't be a reason not pick him up.
No, but I mean,
even if your micro is terrible,
yes,
you can still manage to do a pretty good job with him.
You should definitely try it at least, but I know what it is, because it's very frustrating when you cannot do what you want. I mean, you have your creep, your hero, and you're lost in teamfight. You don't know what to do, and you end up doing nothing.
Yeah, but I mean, it comes from practice. But I don't think there must be a lot of it to actually manipulate 3 different creeps. Of course, as usual, I mean, it comes with practice, but it doesn't require a lot of it to understand the micro and to actually manage to control your creeps.
I think it's very much depend on people.
Should the creeps play a kind of an initiation role in? Could they do that? I mean, of course, it wouldn't be effective, but is it a strategy that you could adapt?
Most of the time, creeps are just used to tank tower, tank the damage. So that's how they're used most of the time.
And what's the role in a team fight? How are they used? You just send them to the tower and that's it, or they can do some damage, some stuns, some disables. If you manage to micro him well, of course, again.
Yeah. If you manage to micro, you can ban some stun, some disable. But
we see here Bagna getting hooked.
Yeah.
You didn't seem to use your ult while he was in low HP at first.
Yes, because as I said, you have to save the first one, but also you have to wait as much as you can for 2 reasons. To bait a bit the enemy team, so they try to kill it, but do not succeed because you heal it at the last time. They commit a little bit too much, and also that you can heal your other teammate that might take damage from AoE spell. So your ulti is more useful.
That's a pretty good point. So you should first go with your Mekansm. Yep. And then for your ulti.
It very much depends, but yes.
It depends.
I try to use Mech so I can save my ult for later or even not using it, because Mech can have less cooldown, and it's harder to use.
So let's talk about this important item that like is generally associated with Chen. Mekan, when to use it, how to use it, in what circumstance, when, how does it work, etc., etc. Just a general idea.
Just one team needs region. Unless Chen ultimate, you need to use it as soon as one or two teammates lost a bit of HP, because you have also bonus will benefit for the rest of the team fight. So, and also you have low cooldown. So I mean, it's like it's huge, but you can use it from time to time. Definitely, you shouldn't hesitate to use it. But I also recommend to couple it with arcane boots.
So use it at the same time, or
make them first if you have to use it both at the same time. Because just because it will give you armor bonus.
Why did you buy a gem here? Why you? I mean, that's quite interesting. Why did you buy this?
This has nothing to do with Chen. It's just as a support player.
Okay,
I really like to have map control, and when I dominate, even when I do not, but when I dominate the game, I like to have a gem, so I make sure that the enemy team have no words on the map.
Okay, so that's just a general support advice.
Yeah.
To keep them up in control.
Yeah.
Okay,
but it's you have to be careful, because I mean, when you die, you drop the gem, and then the enemy team have the gem, and then they can remove all your war.
So you need to be careful with that.
Yeah, you have to use it wisely.
How should you generally be as a Chen? How should you generally play in a team fight? You mentioned earlier that you should stay back and control your creeps, but is there anything more to that?
Well, I think it depends. When you can kill someone, you have to kill it. But I mean, most of the time you have to stay behind, because you have to not get caught by all the big ultimates, like you side ulti, because you have to be able to heal your teammates while they get caught. The most important is to be able to land your heal properly.
So that your goal as a hero in all the team fights, your main goal is to heal. It's basically you should just focus about that, and of course helping your teammates with the creeps and stuff. But your main goal should be to use Hand of God.
Yes, Hand of God, and also use
the teleport.
To teleport back to your teammates, and also I mean, you have to use all your spells. But if you get caught by if you just want to use one test of faith on one hero and you get caught and then all your team die, it's not worth it. So you have to know what's your priority in team.
And how do you actually manage to know what's your priority?
I mean, it depends on every game and every team fight and every situation, and you have to judge by the information you have, thanks to your wording, how the game is going.
Yeah,
you know that, for example, Enigma have dagger or not, you can go further or not.
Well, yeah, those kind of general situations that really vary from hero to hero.
Yeah. One really important point also is to micro some creeps when you can disable some really important spell. Always thinking of Enigma, but for example, you have this troll with his net. You can disable channeling spell even when the opponent have BKB. So this is also very important. If you can disable an Enigma ulti,
Yeah, that basically wins you. Well,
yes.
Not necessarily wins you, but gives you a big advantage.
Yeah, it's almost as important as your heal.
Yeah. So, well, after you guys take the first tracks, it basically just adds from there. I believe there's nothing more to the demo, unless I'm mistaken. Is there anything you would like to add for the Chen? Anything to take in mind? Anything to that I forgot to ask in this interview?
No, I don't see. Maybe just that microing is not that hard, but practice. But we already talked about it.
Okay. So basically, to make a summary of what you say, micro isn't hard. Okay.
Yes.
Stop with this conspiracy, people. It isn't hard at all.
No, especially in DOTA2.
Okay, and you should always be doing pressure. You should always be doing pressure, and mainly focus on your heals. Am I?
Yeah, that's it.
Am I getting it right here?
Always, and also you always have to to have in mind that you have to take towers. Towers down.
To get the gold advantage.
Yes.
In here. Most important things.
Your creep mobility is low, so running around for kills not that efficient.
Yeah, it's not that.
It will take you times, but you take one kill and then you take tower, then it's
perfect. Okay, I think I've really got no more questions to add. wW.Ph0eNiiX, thank you for your amazing time. I think we, the noobs, are really grateful for all of your precious advices. We will see you next time. Please follow us on Facebook /WesternWolves and Twitter Western_Wolves for updates on the team. Of course, you can find our website westernwolves.com for the updates for the DOTA team, as well as every other disciplines we sponsor. Stay tuned for upcoming tutorials. This is now the last one. Leave your feedback, rate, like, and subscribe. Thank you for your patience, and we will see you next time.
Thanks.